Hi loves, it's Elle and welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for being here. Happy Foundation Friday. Today we're going to be talking about a drugstore foundation that is super long lasting and I think it might be pretty darn universal and it's a great price point. So if you want to know more about that, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. Alright, so we are talking all about, this is actually a newer launch from NYX called Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. It is a matte finish foundation. Now, I bought it at Target, and the price here is $8.39, but at Ulta it's $15, so just FYI. The reason what caught my eye is A, it's long lasting. It says it has 24 hours of wear, but B, it's only $8, and I wanted to try something a little bit on the drugstore tip. And so what also drew me to it is that it is supposed to be lightweight and it is waterproof. I mean, one of the most questions I get asked is, what foundation do you really love, but that it has to be super long wearing? And I don't have a ton in my arsenal because I just don't need foundation to act that way for me, but I really wanted to do some research for you guys. So it does come in 45 shades, which is fantastic. It says it stays true for 24 hours. It's heat, humidity, and waterproof. It's full coverage, and it is also, as we know, NYX is cruelty-free, but it is PETA certified, which I love. And it also says to prep the face for, with a primer. I found that this, for me personally, it didn't play well with most of my primers because it is matte, okay? So obviously I am more normal to dry. We're going into winter. I live in an arid climate, so I'm veering more on the side of dry. But for me, what worked best is when I used a really nice, kind of more on the rich side moisturizer. I used Drunk today, and I have used it with this foundation, Drunk Elephant's Lala Cream, but pick your favorite. And then I did use my Josie Moran sunscreen over this, so you can pick out, this is the tinted one, but you can tell it doesn't really have a lot of tint on me. You can see right through my skin. You can use the untinted one, or an illuminizing primer. But for me, again, it is a matte foundation, so I need to prep the skin appropriately. But when I have been wearing this, I just felt to myself like maybe this is another one that people can really get into. It reminds me a lot of the Anastasia foundation, but the Anastasia one is more of a skin-like finish, but this is maybe a more well-priced dupe for it. Again, it is obviously matte, so I'm going to be putting it on with a damp beauty blender, but I will highly recommend that if you are combination oily, go ahead and apply it with your hands or with a foundation brush, and it goes on beautifully. It just was a little bit too matte for me, and I needed a little bit of extra hydration in the application, but I don't set this foundation. It's really fantastic. I'm kind of giving you a little preview before. There's some foundations I've been trying out recently that I am loving, and I just think this might be really universal as long as you prep the skin right, according to your skin needs. All right, so look how easy it's going on. I can't smell really anything. To me, it doesn't have a smell to it. It is dimethicone based, so if that bothers you. And I am now on like a half of pump. So I did one pump and this is like a half of a pump. It just glides on the skin so beautifully. It looks just like skin. I just think it's gorgeous. And now it says it's full coverage, but when you use a sponge, remember, it thins it out. So to get that full coverage where I need it, what I've been doing is I take a little bit on my fingers and I just tap a little bit here. This color is a little too dark for me, but it's totally fine. So I've been going in with a foundation brush, and I have been stippling this in the sections where I need a little bit more coverage. The other thing I will say is that I found that it does oxidize slightly, like a half a shade. So go down a half a shade to what you think your normal shade would be. All right, so that is it. It went on so fast. The skin just really looks like skin. I think they've done a really fantastic job with this foundation. Really pretty on the forehead. It didn't cover up my hyperpigmentation all the way, but that's okay. You can also color correct that or put a little bit of concealer over it because you don't want something that's so heavy that it's going to cover up hyperpigmentation, but then you're going to have this whole cake of a face. So that's why I really liked this formula. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup, and I'm not going to set this. You guys, it doesn't need to be set. It is so extremely lightweight. It feels like I am wearing absolutely nothing on my skin, and it just really is enjoyable to wear. I've really been loving this foundation. But let me show you what everything looks like, and then of course, we will go into natural light and a large wear test. All right, so everything is on. I have no powder on except for my blush and my bronzer. And this is what the skin looks like. I mean, you guys, it's a showstopper. For $8, like, or $9, go to Target to get it or order it online. It is such a beautiful foundation. What do y'all think? Yes. So let's go in natural light and I'll show you what it looks like. Here are natural light. Look how good it looks, you guys. That's why I think this foundation would just be so fantastic for pretty much any skin type, any age. It doesn't set into fine lines, as long as you obviously keep the application light and you work it into the skin. But man, it is a really well formulated foundation. So I'll see you all in a few hours. Hi loves, I am back much later than I expected. My husband is out of town, so I am single momming it for the night and or for a couple of days. And I just wanted to check in with you guys to end this video. I wanted to check in earlier, but again, just kind of got caught up with play dates and things like that with my daughter. But look at the foundation. This is 10.5 hours later. I mean, right? The only thing I will say is that it is breaking up a little bit right here. But if you were to wear this for longer than 10 hours, you could have totally kind of touched this up a little bit with a little bit of a damp beauty blender, you know, a little bit of powder or just a little bit more foundation, you know, kind of touching that up. And it's a rock star product. I mean, I'll just be honest with you. I really enjoy it. The glow that's coming from it is just really working well with the foundation. So I would love to hear from you if you guys have tried this foundation. Is it your holy grail foundation? For me, I think this foundation would work great for everybody that is, I would say, like kind of on the dry-ish, but normal all the way up through oily, like severely oily. I think it would be fantastic. So thank you all so much for being here with me. You can hear my timer. My daughter's dinner is done, and I will see you all in the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves.